Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. We're at the end almost of October. It's crazy. Time's going by so fast. And we're at number one for my favorite movies list. I got a bunch of stuff on. I did not realize when I put this lip gloss on, it was going to be this purple. I just thought it was going to be clear, maybe a tiny bit of purple. Um, but I like it. It's NYX Intense Butter Gloss in the color Berry Strudel. It actually smells really nice too. My mom gave me this one. So yeah, it matched my shirt, so I was like, I'm just gonna go with it. So today we're gonna talk about The Wiz, my number one favorite movie of all time. I think what I'm gonna do next year is definitely try to not be as spontaneous and plan out my top 10 scary movie reviews in time, for Halloween, spooky season. I mean, I've been sprinkling some spooky stuff in there, but yeah. So, The Wiz is a musical adventure fantasy. It was the synopsis is it was adapted from the 1974 Broadway musical of the same name. The film reimagines the classic 1900s children's novel *The Wonderful Wizard of Oz* by L. Frank Baum, 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 with an African American cast. Dorothy, a 24-year-old New York City school teacher from Harlem, finds herself magically transported to the urban fantasy land of Oz. On her travels seeking help for the mysterious Wiz, Dorothy befriends a scarecrow, a tin man, and a cowardly lion. It was released October 24th, 1978, which would be 40, 30 something years. I don't really good at math. But people were tweeting about the anniversary of the movie recently. Um, so yeah, it's pretty old, but hey, I love it. It was directed by Sidney Lumet. I hope I said his name right. The cast is Diana Ross as Dorothy Gale, Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow, Nipsey Russell as the Tin Man, Ted Ross as the Cowardly Lion / Fleetwood Coupe DeVille, which he reveals is his full name in the movie. Ted Ross also played him on Broadway, so then he just reprised his role for the movie. Richard Pryor as Herman Smith / The Wiz, Lena Horne as Glinda the Good Witch of the South, Bill Keane as Eveline, the Wicked Witch of the West, Thelma Carpenter as Miss Wan, the Good Witch of the North, Teresa Merritt as Shelby Gale / Aunt M, Stanley Grant as Uncle Henry. I don't really know. Oh, well, I guess his name is Henry. So I was about to say they didn't give up the uncle name, but they just did. Derek Bell, Roderick Spencer Sibert, Kashka Bonjoko, and Ronald Smokey Stevens were the four scarecrows. I mean, the four crows, regular crows in the movie. Where you can stream it, if you have a subscription, you can stream it on Netflix. However, it's getting up out of there on November 1st. So you will see this before November 1st. If you want to cram, if you got 2 hours to spare, I think it was like 2 hours and 14 minutes to spare, you can watch it on Netflix. But I guess once it goes away, you can buy or rent it from Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Vudu, Google Play Movies and TV, YouTube, and Redbox. So I'm going to go over my pros and my cons, my overall opinion. You know how it goes. So my number one pro is the character / acting. Everybody embodied their characters very well and brought life to them. I believed everyone was who they were supposed to be, and I got lost in their performances. Like, everybody was so great. Eveline especially, I feel like you just got her whole personality from her scenes. Like, Mabel King did a really good job of like really bringing her to life and really making her evil. I mean, her name is Eveline. The only character I would say we don't really know too much about. I mean, I feel like Miss One, even though she's in the beginning, I feel like we kind of do learn about her. Like, she's all about numbers. Her name is Miss One, you know. But Glinda, the Good Witch of the South, you don't really get to know much about her. It's like she's just kind of like the savior figure, like at the end of the movie, kind of. But other than that, everybody else, they did a really great job. They really embodied their characters. They brought them to life. Um, I love Nipsey Russell as the Tin Man. He was just so interesting. Um, and I was thinking about this, and it's so funny, but it makes sense because he's like a carny Tin Man. Um, but he has apparently four ex-wives, and when he comes, he's like his fourth ex-wife is sitting on him. She's like this fat statue woman named Teeny, which is very ironic, right? Um, I feel like that's like kind of like on par for like a carny person. You know what I mean? I feel like that makes sense. So I feel like everybody did like a really great job, and like Diana Ross, I think she did a great job as Dorothy. Although sometimes I kind of wonder like what Stephanie Mills, if she had was able to do reprise her role from Broadway, like how would that have been different? Would it maybe have been received better? Because that was one of the critiques was like Diana Ross was like old. That basically said, even though I loved her in that part, um, I don't know. I kind of wonder like what would have been like would have been received well. I don't know. One person commented on one of my shorts I made about did they like Dorothy as I mean Diana Ross as Dorothy, and they mentioned how it would not have made money because they didn't have like a big star attached to it because Stephanie Mills wasn't a big star. But I mean, it wasn't. They didn't make money anyway with Diana Ross. So, uh, it is what it is. But now it's a cult classic, so now it's getting appreciated. The music, of course, Barry Gordy is like producing the movie. Um, Quincy Jones is on the music. It's definitely gonna have bops. Everyone sounded great in the singing when they were singing, and they looked great dancing as well. So of course they had to make the music well. It's like you can't own a record label like Motown and have bad music on a musical. You know what I mean? So yeah, of course, everybody. It was just great. Um, the other day I kept singing "I'm a Mean Old Lion," and then Eveline, "No Bad News," tore that song up. That was great. Um, the set and the costume is my last pro. I love that they had like New York City as Oz. It was like such a cool idea. And you know, they had the taxis, which were never running anyway. So I mean, it was a good touch. I mean, I don't know how accurate it is to New York. Whether sometimes I feel like it might be because people kind of complain about not being able to get taxis and stuff. And they had the subway. I mean, we did not see a train, of course. You know, it was just a scene where the subway peddler was able to like terrorize them to try to capture them for Eveline. So I mean, we got it. It looked like a New York subway. I mean, if that's any consolation. Um, yeah, it looks so great and magical. And I love the little sign, like you know, the cross sign. You know how like it shows you to walk and don't walk. It said ease, and it would say, well, first it said don't ease, and it would say ease. I like those little touches. Oh, the Emerald City was so great. I wish we could have seen more of like the city, but I guess we saw the center of the city with everybody dancing. Um, it was just so beautiful. And everybody was singing and dancing. They looked amazing. They kept changing the colors. It was so cool. Somebody mentioned on Twitter that the Emerald City is like when black people make something a trend and then everybody copies it basically. So like if something's in, like the Wiz would say, "Oh, I don't like green anymore." He would say it more. It would like rhyme. It would be much cooler than what I'm saying. But he would say, "Oh, green is dead. Now the color is red." I think that was the actual line. So then everything turned red, and it does remind me of like black people do. We really do be setting trends, and people just be hopping on it. But what's new, you know? So those are all my pros. Uh, Here are my cons. I have two cons. My first con is they just left the fake Wiz there. LOL. Like, Glenda could not help out Herman. I called him Sherman. I think his name's Herman. Let me double check. I called him Sherman. It's Herman. Yeah, it's Herman. She couldn't help Herman out like this whole time. Like she just appeared out of nowhere. She couldn't have just appeared out of nowhere to help the man out. We're gonna talk about her a little bit more, but hold that thought. So I'm like wondering what's gonna happen if he reveals his true self. I mean, I don't know if he could get kicked out because like he hasn't been able to go home all this time. So I'm like, where's he gonna go? And so I feel like I wish we could have known what happened to Herman. Oh, I also called him Herman, Sherman and Herman, because it seemed like his life and Oz would be like ruined once he revealed that he like actually wasn't magical and that people just worshipped him just cause. And also, I don't know. I'm like, why didn't people think that Dorothy was magical when she came? LOL, because she also like kind of just fell out the sky. Nobody thought that was magical, but I guess they were more happy that evil. What was her name? Evermean was dead. I think that was probably because they were just happy that she was dead and that the little munchkins were free and stuff. So I guess that was more important to them. They didn't care if she fell out the sky. Um, my last con is it's not really that child friendly. Thinking about it, scary subway scene, pillars coming to life, trash cans coming to life, the peddler, the giant like paper lantern doll things. Not very child friendly. The poppies, which I don't think it's sex workers, but I think that's what they were supposed to be. Even though they were also slaves to Eveline, they were very sensual. You know what I mean? Eveline has a sweatshop with slaves. She doesn't give them a lunch break for 6 months. I feel like it would make more sense if she never give them a lunch break because she's evil. Maybe they had lunch breaks before. They don't give backstory on that, right? The lion is upset because they got angel dusted by the poppies. Which, let me talk about something like that. I guess they were trying to trap them so that Eveline can come get them. I'm not sure what the plan was for that because none of the poppies went to like grab them or anything. So they just angel dusted them. I guess they thought they would just pass out, and then maybe Eveline would send the monkeys or send someone to come get them. I don't know what the plan was, but they didn't really follow up with that very well. And I don't understand why she was mad about that because I guess she's wanting to pass out. I'm not really sure about that scene, but Lion's upset that he got Dorothy into this trap. He doesn't realize she's waking up, because Tin Man, he's able to get them to wake up. He tries to throw himself off the building. Not very child friendly. Oh, and of course, when they get to Eveline, they all get some kind of torture done to them. Uh, which I mean, I know the movie's like over 30 years old, but I'm not gonna spoil it. But yeah, it's just it's a little scary. So I would probably since it's rated G, I think they should probably up that to at least PG-13. I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be for children, but it's a lot of scary stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give my overall opinions. Of course, it's 10 10 10s across the board. It's my ultimate favorite movie of all time. And these are all my favorite movies of all time. So, of course, I'm going to give them a 10 out of 10 always. I love this movie so much, and I cannot recommend it enough. However, I probably will not show it to a child under 13, like I just said, because how many scary, inappropriate things happen. However, this movie looks so beautiful, sounds beautiful. It's just such a fun time watching it. And some things I was laughing at because it's so funny to see these characters like trying to figure this journey out. Like I'm trying to remember, but like like the line, of course he's scared of everything, so it's so funny. And it's like them they all trying to figure it out, and then when they meet the Wiz, of course they're all freaked out because it's like this giant silver head, which I mean I probably would freaked out too, but it's just so funny, like seeing how they all react. The Scarecrow faints, it's just so funny. And I'm so glad people are showing love to this movie over time and appreciating it as art and not just a ghetto Wizard of Oz, because that's not what it is. Speaking of the Wizard of Oz, I never even saw it until I was 15. I've only ever, like, before that, I only ever saw The Wiz. I had not seen the original. And I understand The Wizard of Oz has symbolism. I think it's supposed to represent, like, imperialism or something. But I don't care about it. Sorry to the Wizard of Oz fans. I mean, I like the shoes. Shoes is cute, of course. It's cool. But, yeah, I wasn't messing with it until I had to watch it in class one day. Um, and now I have a theory, which I got from Twitter. So I'm gonna link the Twitter. I'm gonna link the tweet, and it says basically that Glinda is a true villain in The Wiz. She's supposed to be the good witch, but they're saying she's the villain. And I am gonna agree and disagree with this theory. And I'm gonna tell you why. Of course, there's Evermean. She gets killed in the beginning, so we don't really know much about her. But Evelyn is definitely, absolutely the villain overall. I mean, she got a sweatshop. She got slaves. She don't give them a lunch break for 6 months. Um, and basically terrorizing Oz for her own satisfaction. Um, she was gonna. The fake Wiz Herman says that he was about to be found out by Evelyn, and she was gonna kill him and take over Oz. So sounds like that would not have been a good time, especially when the Munchkins just got free. Like, I can only imagine. Um, so I agree she's a villain in the end. But I do want to talk about some of the comments in the Twitter thread that got me thinking Glinda is not as this perfect good witch she wants to be. So they brought up that they think Glinda basically gave the tornado or had the tornado come and get Dorothy to get rid of both evil sisters. So they think that she brought her to wit. They think that, I can't speak today. They think that Glinda brought Dorothy to Oz in order to, with his sisters. Um, However, the Wiz actually wanted Dorothy to kill Eveline because she was going to kill him. Oh, I already said that. Yeah, he was going to kill him and take over Oz. But I do feel like Glenda has to know the Wiz isn't real. If she's magical, wouldn't she be able to know that he is not really magical? Um, and someone mentioned also in the Twitter thread that she does not want to have blood on her hands, so she has Dorothy take out the witches so that she can be the good witch still. So if Dorothy kills her, it's not on her. So basically, it's like, oh, this person came and they just took out, what needed to be done, but nothing is on Glinda, which I feel like that does make sense to me. But the Wiz also says that Glinda is very powerful, so she couldn't have, like, maybe in some roundabout magical way, have, like, killed the sisters. I mean, one of them died because she didn't like water for some reason, and still had, like, a sprinkler system in her sweatshop for whatever reason, even though she's allergic. She could have made it rain on her or something. I don't know, y'all. Yeah, and then I'm not sure what, of course, Evermean got smushed, so we don't really know what was uh, Evermean's like weakness. But I mean, I'm sure Glinda could have figured something out. And yeah, she could just appear any place she wanted. She just like popped up in the Wiz's lair. So Glinda, I don't know what she was doing. I'm also confused as to why Glinda couldn't help. Oh, I made a typo. I'm wondering why Glinda couldn't just rule Oz in the first place if she's so magical. She could just take it over. Couldn't she just do that? I feel like Glinda seemed to let things like just get out of control, and then decide to like ring things in before Evelyn got too powerful. But like, what was she doing all this time then? She's just watching people suffer. Like, I would love like a Wicked or like a. I think there's a movie called Oz where they talk about the actual like Wiz. Oh, I don't know if it's called Wiz or Wizard. I think it's called Oz, and it's like a backstory about the actual wizard. Uh, and I know Wicked is about the witches, but yeah, I would like a backstory before like Dorothy got there. Like, cause what was Glinda doing, just chilling up in the sky, as like people in Oz were like slaves to Eveline? Like, what was she doing? Um, yeah, I need to know like more about like what was happening. So I would love a backstory. I have wanted to do like a fan fiction of like Evelyn's story. So I don't know, maybe I gotta do it. Maybe I gotta be the one to get us our own, which somebody said technically we already did Wicked, like with the Wiz. Um, but hey, they always following us. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would really love like what was going on before Dorothy got there. Like, was Glenda just up in the sky with the babies, just chilling and singing? What was she doing? She wasn't helping the people. I guess the people in Oz, where like the Wiz lived, were fine though. Uh, but the people in the sewer with Eveline, they were not good. Uh, so yeah, I want to know what was going on. So maybe I gotta pitch it. I gotta go to they're doing the strikes right now. The writer strikes are done, I think, but the actor strikes, I think, are still on. But we gotta get this. We gotta get this together because I need to know. I need to know what was Glenda doing because it seemed like nothing, right? But yeah, that's the Wiz. These are my thoughts on it. Do you like the Wiz? Do you not like the Wiz? Do you prefer the Wizard of Oz with the child actress? Which I'm not. I don't have anything against like Judy Garland as the child actress. I know she went through so much craziness. I know also that production was like crazy. I think it was like a fire. I think somebody got set on fire. It was a lot going on there. But I also want to see The Wiz live. Um, because I have not watched it. It's on Daily Motion. Hopefully, it's still there in full, so I don't have to pay. Well, I can do it. You apparently can do a free trial with like Broadway.com. I didn't know Broadway would stream their stuff online, but apparently they do. This is news to me. Um, but yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I think I'm gonna not review movies for just a tad bit. There's some people's discographies I want to review, and there's also like some music genres that I want to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about some TV shows because a second season of one of the TV shows that I've started watching is coming out. And I'm trying to get into it. I'm kind of a weird person with TVs, but there's some other TV shows too that I've been wanting to watch and talk about. So yeah, gonna gonna wait a little bit to do some more movie reviews. So I did 10 in a row, unless I just have something I just really have to talk about. But yeah, let me know your thoughts if you want. Like the video, subscribe, share the video, share my channel. Oh, and I have one new subscriber. Hey, how you doing? I really appreciate you all watching this video, whether you like it, and all of my shorts. My shorts, it's kind of weird. Either my shorts do really good or nobody watches them. It's like no in between median. It's like a really good nothing. I don't know what is up with the algorithm on YouTube. I don't know anything about any algorithm, so I'm trying my best. But yeah, I will see you all next week.